Hi, my name is Travis. This is my dog here, Daisy. We're in Baja, Mexico right now. We've been traveling full time in this Ram ProMaster. Come on in, let's check it out. So let's start here with the front. This is kind of some mountain tables. It reminds me of my home in Colorado. If you bring it down, it's an outdoor table. I store an extra propane, my Wii Boost in there, and it's just kind of extra storage for knickknacks, you know, when you need to be outside drinking. So here is my lights I have just for the front side of the house here. I've got a Simply Safe in the van. It works on cellular, so I don't have to worry about any Wi-Fi. It's great to have just as a peace of mind. I've got a 12 volt and also USBs here, and then just regular 120 volt plugs on the outside so you can use it while I'm working outside. So Simply Safe is an at-home monitoring security system. Most people will use it for your house. I have it here in the van because it's cellular and it works to notify my phone if there were a glass break or motion sensor or anything to break in. I have a bunch of clothes in here. This is kind of a wardrobe. It has my pants and shorts and some towels for my dog Daisy, so when she gets dirty. This is kind of a junk drawer, end all be all. You don't want to look in there, it's really gross. Anyway, part of this wardrobe is great because not only can I store clothes, but behind it I've got a neat little shower. So in the shower I have also a Nature's Head toilet. It'll come out this way when need to be used. It's a great function, great use of space. The whole reason I did this was so that I can have storage, but also have a spot to shower and use it, but not lose the space. So I'm still accessing all this area as well as using this area as well. Because I wanted to shower when I was snowboarding in the winter, you know, take some hot showers. I've got 33 gallons of fresh water underneath the bed, and then a 2.5 gallon electric water heater as well. And then I've got a small 7-gallon jerry can when I need it to fill up more water. I started van life because I wanted to get out of Colorado. Though it is a beautiful and gorgeous place, like I grew up in Colorado, I went to college in Colorado. It really needed me to explore more. I've got Daisy, so I wasn't able to, or not really easily able to travel across the world. So I knew van life was a great opportunity to explore, see what's in our backyard essentially, and be able to take Daisy along with me. It took me about 6 months to finish building out this van, top to bottom. Started up in March of 2020, and then I hit the road in November of 2020, and pretty much been on the road since then. It's been a blast of a whole year and a couple months now. Been able to see amazing places and meet amazing people. It's probably one of my most favorite things about van life is just the community and everybody you get to meet. I mean, this is a huge meetup happening in Baja right now, and it's been a blast to connect with people that you are friends with online but actually in person, and then you get to make new friends along the way, and it's warms my heart. It's fantastic. I love every second of it. In my kitchen here, I've got one of the Camp Chef ovens. It's got a stove up top here, but also an oven below. I store a bunch of oven things in there, so use every space that I can. Beneath that one, I've got my silverware utensils drawer. Everything between Ziplocs and medicine is also in there as well. And then one more drawer below that one, I've got pots, pans, mixing bowls, a blender for when I want to make some good smoothies, especially out here on the beach, an electric water heater. Over here, this is repurposed boxcar flooring. So there's a repurposed store in Colorado that I was able to pick this up on. I made sure to keep the little stamp of seal here that they had. And then below that, I've got a regular 120 volt fridge, which allows me to have a freezer because everybody enjoys eating some ice cream. I have a spice rack over here because just needed a space for it. I know most people have it in here, but I wanted to make a clean line of sight pretty much. Water filter, because I don't know where I'm getting all my water from, so I've got a 3-stage water filter. It's a Brita filter, so it's got 2 charcoal filters and then a microbiological filter as well that gets it all the way down to the 0.9 microns or something small like that. Again, I've got 33 gallons of fresh water. This is also tapped in for hot water, so I can use that for doing dishes. An in countertop soap dispenser, because that's always nifty to have. And then as well as electric plugs up here, so I can use the blender and whatnot. Above here is where I store my plates, bowls, cups, and then I've got all my toiletries as well. On this side is kind of where I store all the snacks. Very cluttered in there right now, but we've got pasta, crackers, also the necessities of ramen. And then underneath here is where I have my trash can. It's got the fire extinguisher. That's where the water filters are. And then some bug spray and sunscreen for these hot summer days or winter days in Baja here. A deep sink, I knew I wanted a deep sink because I wanted to be able just to throw things in there while I'm driving and not have to worry about a small sink with, you know, not being able to wash pots and pans. So it's definitely a deep sink here. It's great to have. I don't know how much longer I'll be on the road. I'm giving myself another year, but you know, I said that when I started this, I gave myself a year, but now it's been a year and some change. So maybe another year we'll do this, or maybe 2 more years I'll do this. It's not really known, I guess. Some advice I'd give for people who want to start this life is definitely rent a vehicle first, test it out, figure out your floor plan that you want to build if you want to build it yourself, but also realize and be okay with it that maybe this lifestyle isn't for you, because it is glamorous as Instagram makes it, but it's also not glamorous. It's difficult. It can be difficult. You know, you have all these extra stresses you have to figure out on the road. You got to figure out where you're getting your water. You got to figure out where you're going to get your fridge food, because you shop every 3-4 days. Each grocery store you go into is a brand new grocery store, so it's like a whole new maze you got to figure out. So yeah, I mean, this lifestyle is fun. It's a blast, but also, you know, it is a challenge, and I think that's a huge part of what drove me to this as well, because I like change, I like a challenge, and I thrive when things are at times difficult, because it just really forces you to get out of your comfort zone, and I love that. This is where I work, spend most of my days. I work remotely from the road. I have a regulatory compliance job for a food manufacturer based out of Boulder, Colorado. Thankful to have that job that allows me to work remotely and be in beautiful places. So I've got this table on a lagoon mount, but I also have a little monitor here as well, so I can pull it forward when I need it for another secondary screen. Underneath this bench that I'm sitting on, I've got a 20-pound propane tank, which feeds the oven and stove. Just kind of loops around underneath the bed. And I also have a ton of food storage under here, from dry goods, canned goods. I've got Daisy's food in here as well. Lots of storage, using every inch of space that I can use. So the walls are really easy to put up. They aren't tongue and groove or anything. They're just a 1/4 inch like decorative ply, just kind of nailed up on the wall here. So they look nice. They are very thin. So I can't really put too much on here, but they are really pretty to have just for now. When I was snowboarding in the winter last year, I got down to really cold temperatures, down to like -8, and it was like really toasty in here, about almost 70 degrees. So I've got a diesel heater just mounted underneath the bed here. It runs on the 10-liter tank mounted in the back. This is the bed side of it. I made sure to get a ProMaster because I wanted to sleep widthwise. The way I designed the van kind of required me to do that. Since ProMasters are the widest comparative to Transits or Sprinters, this one allows me to sleep widthwise. It's a full-size bed. It's actually the same bed I had in my apartment before I started van life. So it is super thick, which is great and comfortable, especially when you need to sleep. Above here, I've got a fan, and then I have all my clothes that isn't in the wardrobe over there. Great to have the gas struts and extra storage. Everything's inside of those travel bags, packing cubes, which keeps things organized in here. Got a blanket here for Daisy. It's pretty sandy and muddy where we go, so she's got her own separate blanket to keep my bed clean. So on this side, there's no cabinets on this side because this is where I sleep. My head goes on this way. Because the bed is so tall, I couldn't really put cabinets without hitting my head if I were to sleep or turn over. So there's no cabinets over here. It allows more headspace, and I've got bump outs on the side here because it's just using every inch you could to make this. I'm 6'1", so make it accessible to sleep without having to sleep entirely diagonal. Within the built-ins here, I've got 2 slider windows. They're great to have, especially on hot summer days. Pooling air this way through the roof fan is fantastic. It's like a nice little cross breeze, even if there's no breeze outside. I made sure I had a platform bed, so that way I can have a huge garage, put all the gear down there. So in the winter I was holding my snowboard, and currently, being in Baja, it's hosting my inflatable paddleboard, which Daisy and I will go on right after this. It's gonna be fantastic. This bench here allows Daisy to hop up, so it's a great use of space as well for all this. So let's go check out the garage. Back here is the garage. I've got some shoe storage, just kind of all the shoes I have. I got a pair of hiking boots underneath this garage as well. I mentioned earlier the diesel heater, so I've kind of got my diesel tank mounted here. Hoses for places to fill up water that don't have hoses. I built little cabinets just to keep it hidden away. But underneath here I've got a bunch of Daisy's food. I've got extra clothes, and then the paddleboard and extra water. A 5-gallon extra gas, just in case you know, you get that yellow light turning on. On the right side here is all my electrical. I've got 200 amp hours of lithium. I've got 600 watts of solar on top, and then I've got a 2,000 watt regular inverter, not inverter charger, so I don't have an ability to plug in for shore power. And then on the left side here is where I hold all my water. It's got the 33 gallons of fresh water and a 2.5 gallon electric water heater. Besides what you can see here, there is some rollerblades. There are go treads so I can get myself unstuck from the sand. And then I've got a collapsible ladder as well, so I can go up on the roof deck whenever, you know, you're in a beautiful sight. So Daisy and I's Instagram is not.so.minivan. That's our only social media we have. We don't have any other Facebook, YouTubes. So follow us on Instagram. You can see all the cool spots we're going to be checking out this year. It should be a great adventure. Thanks, Tiny Home, for checking out my van, and hope to see everybody down the road. Come follow along on Instagram, Not So Minivan.